Tally-ho, Panzer people, and welcome back to Ground of Aces, where we've had a few problems. Chief among which, our cook, Desmond Zadanowski, is dead, but also... Oh, Hugh Williams has just collapsed. He hasn't died. Well, that's a relief. So, we're gonna have to take care of proceedings here. We also need to get our runway back into working order, because we currently have no runways. And we need to respond to missions as soon as possible. So we are going to need some objects here. And one of them is definitely going to be a cross, which we have placed right here next to the kitchen. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a bad thing for people to be reminded of that every single time, but at least it'll be near the kitchen forever. Now, of course, that does mean we are short of a cook, and we can hire new crew members, but unfortunately we don't have any cooks available. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hire some labor, and we're going to replace the cook with one of them, I guess. I mean, eventually one of them will start cooking, so it'll be fine. Let's put that there. So at least somebody will be cooking. Oh, we've had the delivery of the two guys, so these two new laborers, they'll be off doing the labor work stuff. Now, unfortunately, base morale has taken a bit of a hit. The airstrike that killed our cook has kind of demoralized a lot of people, but it's okay, we will recover. Now, I've been trying to build this hangar here for our planes, and I think at this stage it's probably not the best idea. It's using a lot of resources. We'll save what we've got for now, but we need to get the runway back up. And there we are. Desmond has been laid to rest. Right behind the stove. It's going to keep him nice and warm. Ah, of course. Yeah, since we haven't been running missions, we have gotten a strike against us. That is unfortunate. We are still going to get repair parts and fuel, but we really do need to get our runways back up. It's really not good. Now, of course, something this game could benefit from is the ability to turn the airfield off completely. Just because, yeah, sometimes this happens, you know, you don't have a functioning runway. It might be a good idea to, well, not need to run missions for a little while. Just an idea, you know? But of course, the game is in early access, so there's always going to be a bunch of things that will slowly change and be improved over time. Alright, our tomatoes are grown. They're all ready for harvest, so we're doing okay for food. We have 59 raw food, and we are making meals. So all things all happening pretty smoothly. Once again, we have another mission to do. Alright, but at least we're starting on the runway now. We're getting these rocks removed. We only have these little bits to do, and then that runway is back up and running. Come on, one more rock to remove. And they've both fainted. It's the one rock. It's only halfway done. It's seriously the only thing blocking this runway now. Everything else is good to go. Just the worst timing. And then these guys are going to be completely just exhausted the next day because, well, they're sleeping on the floor outside. But actually, there's nobody in their beds at all. Oh, everybody's outside. You know what? It's because I made them work through the night. Yeah, that might not be the best idea. We'll start sleeping from 2200. That's probably going to give them enough rest. So yeah, now it's sleep time. And hopefully that picks up morale just a little bit, because yeah, it is starting to really crash. Alright, a new day has dawned. Are we finally going to finish this rock? I think it's done. We have a functioning runway again. Oh, actually, wait. It says runway incomplete, but I think it's talking about this runway, which means we can run missions again. Oh, finally. Alright, so yeah, it's taken this long, but we've gotten there. I'm also getting a spare runway up. So the reason why we're rebuilding this runway at all is because we wanted to upgrade to tier 2, and that takes that runway offline for a little bit. So having a second runway to still run missions from is a good idea. Alright, we've got the brick station up. We're going to need some bricks for a few things, so I'm going to set this to produce until the base has, let's see, 20. Should be fine. This does use clay and raw water. Nice little highlight at the top there. And we've got a clay pit down here, so we're just going to harvest that. In the meantime, these guys are clearing the runway still. I'm going to set a little harvest area down here too. You can get some of those resources out of there. Now the game is telling me I can order more airplanes, but to do that you do actually need more parking spaces. Now I would like to get a medium parking. Probably put it up here somewhere. I think I'll get at least one of these. Put it up here. So when we do have the resources, we'll be able to do that. I'll actually put 2 of them down here. And we'll get a couple of small aircraft parkings down here too. So there are a couple more planes that we can eventually get. Actually, cancel this one here. So I think that might be enough. We don't really have the resources to do all of them anyway, but we can plan for the future. Because what we have here, we have the Spitfire, the Hurricane. We also have the Beaufighter and the Blenheim Bomber. So these, both the Blenheim and the Beaufighter are going to use the medium parking spaces. So I would like to be able to get that sorted out. Now, of course, when these gladiators become kind of at the limit of their usefulness, we can actually get rid of them, which would be good. Because I remember in the alpha that being a problem if you didn't do that. Now, I've just been thinking about the air raid that hit us last. I've just been thinking about the air raid that hit us in the last episode, and really just trying to figure out what we can do about that. Now, you can actually set a safety zone, so when you trigger the alarm, they will go there. The thing is, I'm not sure what's a good sort of safety protection. So we have different materials. We can make some brick walls, that might work. But I'm wondering if there might be like a bunker or something we can build. One thing I do remember about the old World War II airfields, especially if you see them on TV nowadays, like different TV shows, they talk about farms and stuff that are now on those same plots of land where those airfields were. They always have those underground air raid shelters. So my thinking is we should be able to build something like that. But I think we have to level up our base a little bit more before we can do that. And of course, we have the requirements to be able to hit a Group B airfield once we have the next runway up and a couple more parking spots. And of course, if we do our missions, we should be able to upgrade in fairly short order. It's just I don't think tarps are going to protect us against airstrikes. Oh, we've got a dangerous recon mission. All right, we can send our pilots up. So we need recon ability of 29 to 35. That's what we've got right now. We need up to 25. I think we got a good chance. I think we will definitely do quite well in this if we do it. All right, so we got our new missions as well. To get victory points, we got to order a Spitfire once we have 5 victory points. I wanted to get the Hurricane, but I think we can replace our Gladiators with Hurricanes and then get a Spitfire. We'll see how that goes. There is a slight issue. The plane had a little bit of difficulty getting to the runway. They're still building the taxiway. That's kind of the problem, but it's okay. He got hit by the wing, not the propeller, so that's fine. Now we have a slight problem. We are running out of storage spaces, so may have to do something about that. Now I think we can probably build another tent down here, and we'll make this a secondary storage. And so in this one, we're just going to have the basic materials inside. And then that's a good idea. And then all the stuff that we need normally will be down here instead. So we'll have military goods and advanced materials. Because I think the basic materials are going to take up the most space because we have the most of them, right? That's thinking. I'm using logic here. We are thinking about it. Yay, we succeeded. Oh, we found enemies as well. So it's a good thing we had the fighting ability to beat them. We did take some damage though. Plane did get a little bit smacked around a little. I'm sure it'll be fine. We've got the repair parts. That's what the repair parts are for. And we now have a... Look at that. We have a little water pump. So that refills itself, I think, every day. So we can actually just replenish water without having to look for these little ponds, which I think take a couple of days to refill. And we have this. It's a replenishing fuel tank. It only produces 10 fuel, which is not a lot, but it is infinite, which is really good. Oh no, we've got an ongoing attack. Alarm! Not that I think it'll do anything. What's it gonna do? They're strafing our storage and our farm, which, okay, I mean, you do you. The Luftwaffe has their reasons. I mean, that being said, you know, leave our tomatoes alone. Really? All right, go back to bed. All right, we need to participate in a pilot competition. Can only send one, but I think I'm gonna send the plane that's actually in decent health right now. we're gonna do that. 57% chance though. Yeah, it's not great. Is the attack still going on? Is the plane, or is the plane left? Nope, the plane has left. Okay. So yeah, everyone is going back to bed. I wish we could launch our planes though. That would be a nice thing to be able to do. But soon we'll have a chance to defend our base properly. With actual base defenses. And there we go. Successful mission. We're getting there. We are definitely getting there. Oh, we got another mission. It's another recon mission. Yeah, I think this time I'm going to send both of them. Not because I think they need it, but because I think it's just going to help them both out. Because you can see they get sort of experience and mood bonuses and all that when they have successful missions. Missionses? Yes, missionses. But I think with the low risk, it's a good chance for them to just gain some experience. So I'm going to send both of them up. And at the very least, the recon mission. If there's any enemies, they can cover each other. It's a solid plan. And there we go. No trouble at all. Got another victory point out of that as well. So we need 5 in total. The mission down here says we only have 3 out of 5 because we've been gaining points since we got this. But we actually had 1 out of 12 victory points to begin with, so that's why we have more, in case you were wondering. And I believe our 3rd parking spot's almost done now, so soon we'll have that spot available for that Spitfire. Now on the subject of planes, Gladiator here is a pretty decent all-rounder. It's not great at combat or ground abilities, or ground strike I should say, mainly because it is a small biplane. The Hurricane is a bit better at combat, with the downside of being slightly worse at recon. So that's kind of what you're working with there. The Spitfire, on the other hand, is decent recon, very good fighting abilities, very maneuverable, but really bad with transport, as you might expect. It's a fighter. So these are all the things that you have to bear in mind. Stealthiness is also a factor. So the Spitfire is a little bit stealthier. I'm not sure what metric they use to gauge that. I'm guessing it's maybe acoustics, maybe it's quieter, who knows. This is definitely not going to be great at stealth, obviously. Part of me does want to get the Boston Pole Defiant. I still want to do that, because it's got really good recon ability, so I might actually get that. Once we got the Spitfire, I think we'll get... a Defiant. Because yeah, it uses a small parking spot, so I think that'll be good for us. While doing that, I also want to build some more sleeping areas, because we do need more crew space, right? We do need more. That is definitely a thing that we need. If we're getting more crew members, especially air crew, we're gonna need it. One thing that's really tricky with a game like this is just the management of resources. Now, that's true of any management game, it's just how you manage your logistics, but there's a lot of resources in this game. A lot. And that's not even all of them. Seriously, there's more. There's a lot to keep track of. Now, obviously everything has a flow. Tier 1 items become Tier 2. Tier 2 can be made into Tier 3. And they're all used for crafting either items to craft other things, or they're used to build things. And so while we have somebody here making electronics, that uses metal. That's a Tier 2 being made into a Tier 3 item. And so there's this whole upgrading process, but you still have to manage the basic resources. And that includes things like trees. Because we definitely had more trees when we first started. We've kind of cut them down a fair amount. And that's not good when you kind of need them to make planks, because you use planks for basically everything. We only have 5 planks right now. This uses planks, this uses planks, this uses planks, all of it uses planks. Even the beds use planks. It's quite a lot of wood you go through. I mean, it's a ratio of 1 to 5, but that's a lot to think about. I think what we can do though, just to make things easier, is I'm gonna sort of harvest these over here, because these are fences that we can get rid of. I think these might have been planks that we didn't collect, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we're gonna definitely go and gather all of this now. So I think this here is wood as well. So if we actually take this down, we should get quite a lot of planks out of that. It's a lot of labor to do it though. It's the part I don't really like, because we don't actually have a lot of people. So in my last video, I described this as sort of World War II RimWorld, and it is very RimWorld-like in that sense. Very, very much so. And one of the things that makes it very RimWorld-like is just the sheer, not just the sheer number of resources, but also the fact that you don't really get more people. You kind of have to work with what you got. Now, you can, of course, hire more people, and of course, in RimWorld, you can get travelers, and you can you know, convert people to your tribe in many different ways. It still doesn't mean that your people sort of over time multiply. It's not a town builder where your population grows on its own naturally. That kind of makes it a little bit tricky. So I'm currently just looking around the map to see if there's any other ruins that we can kind of scour for resources. Usually there's a few others around some of these maps. So if you're playing this game for the first time, yeah, you might find stuff like this. These are mushroom tents. Now, if you mark them all for destruction, they will be removed, but you do get the resources back from buildings that you do destroy in that way. Because harvesting it on its own doesn't really work unless it's a ruin. So it's sort of like deconstructing. I'm just having a look around for some more. I believe that is it for now. Incidentally, this is as far out you can zoom on the camera, so that's why I'm kind of looking around like this. Just, it's not... You don't get a full lay of the land. Alright, we've got a shipment coming in 2 days. Now, has our shipment been increased? Can we order stuff? No. But we are getting some luxury goods, cement, purified water. We're getting a bunch of stuff. We can, of course, change that. We can get... you know what? I want to get this. Because I would very much like that. You can get miscellaneous resources, but I think, yeah, getting some basic defenses would be great. Because if we get hit by an airstrike again, I don't really want to use victory points on getting replacement people. Just doesn't seem like a good use of the victory points. And just to test something, I'm going to put the safety zone inside here. So when we sound the alarm, they'll go inside here. And the reason is this is a wooden building as opposed to the tops here. So that should hopefully protect them somewhat. Could even designate this building as a safety zone too. So hopefully that protects them a little bit. I don't really know. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But so far we've been hit by an airstrike twice and they've both hit the stockpile over here. Not entirely sure what they're going for, but they didn't hit anybody the second time. I'm also going to just edit their schedule a little bit. We'll give them an afternoon tea break. They are British after all. They definitely need that. So we've got a morning leisure time. We've got a little bit of a break time. Sort of in the middle of the day. I think I might do that. So from 2 to 3. This gives them a couple of hours of break in between work. And that should hopefully keep their morale up because their morale has been dropping. I've been noticing this dog. I can't really see it. Hang on. There's this dog here. Seems to be having a bit of an issue with the door here. But this dog has been hanging around for a little while. I do wish... So I'm having a look through here. I don't see any objects for that. Because what would be nice is to be able to build like a little doghouse. Have a, you know, a sort of base mascot. And speaking of mascots, we have a third parking spot. So now we have room for the Spitfire. We just need one more victory point and we'll have it. So I'm just waiting on one more mission. We haven't had a mission in a little while. Not sure if that's to do with our HQ standing. But yeah, so far... We've got 4, yeah, we've had 4 missions allocated to us and we've done 3 of them. So that's kind of good. So I guess we're just waiting for a new week and a new host of missions to do. Well, it's clear the leisure time is working. Our morale's gone up to 55, 58 even. People are very happy now. Now I've noticed this little passive here affects assembling in a 3.5 meter radius. And this task here is called assemble. So I'm wondering if I were to put a little building sort of around this. So I don't think these have to be outdoors. We can put the clock on the wall here and that should boost them up. And we can actually use some of the other objects too. So we have stuff like the planning board, but that's for aircrew members. And we also have some posters. So for example, this would be good for cooking. But I think that field kitchen has to be outdoors, so I don't think we can put that together. Yeah, I think we can put the little flagpole down here. Although, I'm not sure if this has to be outside. I don't think it does. Oh, we'll put it indoors and see what happens. An indoor flagpole. Why not? And of course, we can just put a roof over this. Now, running a little bit low on top. We got only 10 top, but we're making more, so that should be fine. Mainly because we've got another tent being built over here. But I'm actually wondering if maybe we should switch to an indoor kitchen. We got room for it. Just over here, I think we can put indoor kitchen. Yeah, that should hopefully, I don't know, boost our production in some way. All right, let's confirm our delivery. So shipment of things, and if this works the way I think it will, we should hopefully have some anti-aircraft defenses. Here's hoping. I don't think they sent us that. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I see. We're supposed to drop that in. So we can bring a shipment of... Ah, okay. So we can bring a searchlight. That's going to take up 2 slots. But yeah, we can't bring the anti-aircraft gun in. That's a bit of a shame. Would have liked to be able to do that. Right, let's get the Spitfire ordered then. We just need one more mission. And our indoor kitchen is done. Let's see how effective this is. So if we produce until the base has... We're going to go with, I don't know, 30 meals. We'll see how that goes. And then what I might do instead is cancel this one. I might actually disassemble it completely. Because I just don't think we're going to need that. And we can use that space to kind of grow more food. Bit of a hard life though, always eating vegetables. But, you know, it's wartime. Needs must. Oh, there we go. We've got a mission. Small troop transport. Now this is going to be a tricky one because the gladiators don't carry a lot. And we need at least 10 to 30, so we're kind of in the ballpark of needing that, but if we were to only have fighters, this would be a problem. It does look like this one's having a little bit of difficulty, and it could be because its health is a little on the low side. There we go, mission successful, and we now have enough to get our Spitfire. Here we go. Plane requested. Now, I've said a number of times that I'm a fan of the Hawker Hurricane over the Spitfire, but it is a good looking plane. It is definitely a good looking plane. Ah, trailing a little bit of smoke there, are we? Yeah, this poor gladiator's seen better days. Definitely. Alright, recon mission. So now we get to see the differences. At its base level, the gladiator has a 25 recon power. The Spitfire only really is between 20 and 30 here, so it's a lot more variation, there's a lot more consistent, but with good moods, it's suddenly significantly higher. Now, of course, both of our gladiators are not in the best nick. Well, I mean, this one's okay, so we can send Hiwamara up, and we'll send our Spitfire out as well, so he gets a little bit of experience here. And that's a 100% success estimate. But you can already see just how the different planes kind of play out here. They're both fighters, but they definitely have their specialties. But here's hoping the Spitfire will be able to cover the Gladiator should it need to. I'm wondering if the game actually does realistic scaling, because I've just noticed how big the Gladiator is compared to the Spitfire. It doesn't look unrealistic, that's the thing. So it's entirely possible that the Gladiator is bigger. But of course, if you know the answer, let me know down in the comments. And there we go, no dramas at all. Now, if you're wondering a little bit more about the mission mechanics here, so this on the left is what the actual result came out to be. So when you see the range of values that that particular plane has, that's what it could be. But when they actually take off for that mission, it then does a dice roll and gives you that number. So that's what its actual performance combined turns out to be. The target is also a randomized number between that range. So ideally you want to be above the minimum, definitely at least meeting the maximum, but even then you still have a chance of failing it. So in this case, 100% chance means that our minimum was well above the target amount with just the Gladiator here, because that's 34, the target was 28, so that's how that works. Now, I've completed that set of missions here, so yeah, we are going to need to order and construct an AA gun, but I don't think we can do that just yet. Let me have a look. Yeah, we don't have the ability to do that, I think. Yeah, we're at a Group B field now, so we've actually been promoted, but we need to complete more missions. We need to build a siren. Can we do that? Oh yeah, we can. We can build a siren. Okay, so let's put the siren somewhere, I don't know, central, like here. Oh, actually, wait. I've just noticed it has a passive as well. So that's safer sleep. So if we put it here, that will affect the people indoors. So maybe it would be a good idea to have them on either side. That's gotta be kind of disconcerting though, sleeping right next to a siren. But you know what? It's fine. It just means you never miss it, right? Now at the same time, this Gladiator over here is pretty knackered. So I'm thinking this is the one that we're going to dismiss. So we're going to decommission this plane. It will, of course, remove the pilot as well from the base, unfortunately. And hopefully we don't get any missions that require all 3 planes in the meantime, because I feel like this is something I might regret. And the reason is I want to get the Defiant, so we have a recon plane. And as for our other Gladiator, that will get replaced by a Hurricane. Or maybe a Typhoon. We'll see, because I think ground attack is going to be one of the things we need. We could also get a Beaufighter, but that's a medium-sized aircraft, so we're still waiting for these to be built. Bye-bye, Gladiator. You have served well. You will be missed, kinda. Actually, considering how many hits it's taken, it definitely wasn't missed that often. Alright, base morale's at an all-time high of 84.5. That's amazing. We're doing really well for that. Who would have guessed letting people sleep a little bit more would make them happy? No military in the world believes that. Trust me. None of them do. Because at some point, somebody said the human body only needs 4 hours of sleep, and the military took that as gospel. So long as you get that amount, at some point, you're probably okay. Even when operating heavy machinery. Yeah, then again, it's amazing what you can get used to. You really can get used to 4 hours of sleep. I've decided we don't need to encase this entire thing, but I would very much like to see how much this makes a difference, because I think it really does. I think it really makes a lot of difference. We still have a glitched out radio, by the way. Like, this radio is here, but then this one is here, which is, it's the same radio, it's duplicated itself. I do like that they are actually using this sort of crew mess to actually hang out in now. I think that's great. Oh, we got a mission. Alright, so this one needs a 5 to 25. I could just send the Spitfire for this one. 99% chance. Yeah, let's do it. This requires 80 fuel, so it is going to use quite a lot of our fuel here. 25% risk, though. So there is a chance you can lose the entire plane. Yeah, and sending a second plane doesn't really affect it, so maybe we're just going to send the Gladiator. There's a 25% risk. I don't really want to risk the Spitfire. It's a much more expensive plane, both in real life and in this game, because it does take 5 victory points to get. It's expensive. It's 5 entire missions worth of allotment. Oh, we got an attack. Oh no, they hit the barracks. Is everyone okay? Whoa. Right. I think that's... Yeah, there's a hole in the tent right now. Yeah, we should probably fix that. The most unbothered looking man, Louis Zadanowski. He's the brother of the cook that died. Wait. Yeah, Desmond. It's his brother. Right, successful mission. But yes, the revelation. One of our labor guys is related to the cook that died. And he's so unbothered, he's sleeping, standing up, after being hit by a plane. And on that revelation, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and of course subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Let me know what you'd like to see next in our next Ground of Aces episode. And my name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.